Do you know who I am? I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal. People know me.
Listen, big deal. You got another problem. Women always figure out the truth. Always.
This is so nuts. I mean, listen to what you're saying. It's paranoid delusion. It's really sad. It's pathetic.
Am I? Or am I so sane that you just blew your mind?
That is the weirdest thing you have ever said.
It is the Al Travis Show, and we couldn't be luckier to have her on. It's Michele Tafoya. She'd like your vote for Senate, by the way. Michele Tafoya, what would you like me to call you? I don't want to be disrespectful in the least.
Call me Michelle.
Okay.
Oh,
thank you. We're tight. You call me Al. You like you wouldn't anyway. Anyway, I appreciate you coming on. You are the news story this week if it weren't for like just everything else going on in Minnesota.
And the world, by the way.
Well, yeah, it's not an easy time whatsoever, but you got in the race. I want to bust it down from the beginning if I can. Okay. Tell us about those. I think a lot of us know you. A lot of us. I always talk like I talk for everybody. A lot of us know you through your sports stuff, and we'll talk about that. A lot of us have seen you on the Gutfeld Show and some Fox News recently. Give us the history before that. Married, kids, family. Give us a little of what makes Michele.
I grew up in Southern California, youngest of 4 kids. My parents were Depression-era kids, so we saved everything. I remember my dad once at a trip to McDonald's, they had those styrofoam hamburger containers, and he said, I bet we could make Christmas ornaments out of these. So that's the way I grew up, wearing hand-me-downs my whole life. I went to Cal Berkeley, got a master's in business from USC, later sent my diploma back to Cal Berkeley because they are not the free speech mecca they want you to believe. They were stifling conservative speech, so I sent my diploma back in sort of protest. Ended up working in sports talk radio in Charlotte, North Carolina, then came here to Minnesota and worked at KFAN for many years, and then wound up at CBS Sports, then on to ESPN ABC, where I started working with the great Al Michaels and moved on to Monday Night Football, and then over to NBC, where I did the Olympics and Sunday Night Football. And I've lived in Minnesota for over 30 years. I'm married with 2 kids. My family story is very near and dear to me because we built our family in a slightly unconventional way, not super unconventional, but
what does that mean?
Well, we had a hell of a time staying pregnant, my husband and my husband is younger than I am, and by 7 years, I got married a little bit later. Like I was 37 when I got married, so you start trying to have kids that late.
Yeah,
it's the odds are not necessarily in your favor. So we had to go through a lot of different things and lost a number of babies. And it was
I'm so sorry.
Hell on earth. But you know what? The good news is miraculously, we had a son, not through in vitro or any, just miraculously had our son. And then my husband came to me and said, you know what? Now we get to adopt. And so we adopted a baby girl from Colombia, Bogota, Colombia, to honor my Spanish heritage, my dad's side of the family. And now we are a happy family of 4. My kids are grown. I raised them here in Minnesota. I've watched this state go from safe streets, tight-knit communities, really good public schools, to a state that I think we can agree is in decline. Kids aren't reading or doing math at grade level, most of them. And it's a disservice to all kids in Minnesota. So not only the education piece, but the law and order piece, the lack of leadership, et cetera. So here I am.
Okay, and you're putting your money where your mouth is. I give you all the credit in the world. Anybody who wants to run for this thing. When I pulled it up, I was shocked. Senator Han also got in like a week ago, and it was just lost in the front page. It got lost. So I looked it up. There are like 10 people running for this seat now.
I know, yeah.
And I mean, so crowded field, but when I bust it down, and I do this for a living, I might have been able to name 4, with you being one of them. Right. Name recognition is a thing. It is a big thing in politics. What was it that told you I have to get back? I get kids aren't learning the way they should be and that sort of thing. Is it the ICE stuff? What pulled Michele and said, I got to get on the pony. I got to get in. I can't just talk about it anymore. I got to go.
Yeah. And that's a great point. I can't just talk about it anymore. Listen, I've been recruited for years to run for governor or Senate. And for many reasons, whether it was family reasons, whether the timing wasn't right, whatever it was, I just kept saying, no, now's not the time. Well, here we go. Tina Smith is stepping down, leaving an open Senate seat. And I really hoped that some really good candidates would step up. And there are some, solid people in the race. I appreciate everyone who's thrown their hat in the ring. And like you, sort of waited for someone to catch fire. And I didn't see it happening. And everyone kept saying, come on, Michelle, come on. So the recruitment by Minnesotans, my friends, people all over the state who were calling me to do this. And I thought, why would we roll over and just sort of let the Democrats, the left, do this to us again? And so this is the time, this is the moment. And so I stepped in.
And again, appreciate anybody who wants to put their hat in this ring, because you from top to bottom, everything's going to be scrutinized. Life gets unbearable, to be quite frank. So I thank you for doing it. Now if we can take what could be the negative. Donald Trump, President Trump, has a lot of pull. Like it or not, he does. I think on the Republican side, getting his endorsement will help. I look at that list. I don't know where he sits. I don't know whether you know him or not, but I will tell folks I do know you wrote an X, and maybe it wasn't X. Oh, it was a Substack.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And basically was telling Donald Trump, and I'm paraphrasing, I think you need to get out. Let's not run this thing. You didn't want him to get in the race because we need to get back to more normalcy, I think, if I'm paraphrasing that correctly.
No, you pretty much have it right.
Okay, how much that hurt you, and have you got past that with President Trump?
You guys are on first name terms. That's
I feel horrible. I do that. I'm horrible at it. Horrible.
Al, that's okay. Listen, that was 2022. It was right after Ron DeSantis had a monster win in Florida. And I thought, wow, we this is some momentum. And I think, and I've talked to people in the Republican Party, and they all agree in 2022, we were all sort of, what is going to happen? And so, I wrote that piece, that he had done. And by the way, in that piece, I listed extensively all the accomplishments that he had achieved during his first term. But I thought at that time, maybe we go a little more normal. I'm glad I was wrong. And I'm amazed at his comeback. I've spoken to his political team, and I've explained this to them, that, look, I was wrong. He came back. Look what he's doing. And, we may not be aligned in all our methodologies, but certainly I agree with a lot of the results he's achieved.
Michelle, there are very few people with methodologies like Trump. I don't think you stand alone.
Exactly.
And I'm not
unconventional.
Yes. And I don't know if you saw his thing where he came out on his 1-year anniversary with the War and Peace version of what he has done. And that was a little over top for me, but on the overall arch, would you say he has done a good job 1 year in?
Well, listen, gas prices are at a 5-year low. GDP is climbing. We have everyone wanted a peace, a truce, a ceasefire in Israel is the term I'm looking for, and we got that. He's achieved a lot of things. The list is long. And I'm sure he'd like more credit than he's getting from the media, but look, and what he did in Davos this week was pretty strong. He goes and he pushes all the way. This is the way he does business. He says, I want Greenland. I want to buy Greenland. And he comes out of Davos with a structure, a game plan for how we may work with Greenland to protect the Western Hemisphere. It's about national security. So unconventional, yes. People may not like his rhetoric, but the results are what I look at. And I think there have been a lot of really positive results.
All right. I'm again trying to be fair. I want you to give me your thoughts on your gut felt experience, because I follow along. Gutfeld's like one of the only shows I actually just really enjoy watching on Fox. I think he rips on everybody equally.
Yes,
but it's a political comedy show as much as anything else, for people to sit around and have fun.
Yes.
You've been on that. Are you concerned that even out of context, something you said is going to be, saw what she said on whatever the topic is, and you're going to be, and that's going to be their poster against you? Are you worried? Because that's a lot of pressure to be funny / talk politics and then get through that.
I can honestly tell you that whenever I've appeared on Gutfeld, and we cover 5 different segments in every show, and I've been on there a lot, and I've tried to maintain my integrity and present my values. We have fun. It's freewheeling, no question. Hey, look, if I were concerned about everything I've ever said in my life, I wouldn't be running. This is why people don't want to get into politics, because they know their life is going to be scrutinized. I've got a thick skin. I've got a strong spine. They can throw this stuff at me and people can make of it what they will. But this isn't, you got to get in knowing that the attacks are coming and you're going to be able to withstand them. So if they want to take something I said out of context, they're going to do it whether I'm concerned or not. So why be concerned about it?
That's fair. Give me your 1, 2, and 3 priorities as you get it. Minnesota says, yep, we like Michele. We're going to give her the seat. How do you do it differently? What do you vote differently on? What do you want to get done when you get there?
Well, let's start with just in general, a crisis of leadership, right? I mean, look, we have had leaders in Congress who have said, maybe we should open the borders. Maybe we should let people in and house them and feed them in New York City hotel rooms. I don't think that's a wise use of taxpayer money while Americans are struggling to pay rent and put food on their own table. All right. Then there's the crisis of law and order. The left has turned our justice system into like a turnstile. So, here in Minnesota, I've done this research. We are at historic highs of violent crimes. We're still, we're in that historic high range. And yet the number of incarcerations is down. So how does that make sense? It's a turnstile, right? So that is a big concern. But I think the biggest concern is the crisis of the middle class. People are 4 years under Biden, inflation crushed everyone. And we still are dealing with the repercussions of that. We're 1 year into this new administration, and gas, like I said, prices 5-year low, at least. I know in some places it's under $2 a gallon. GDP is up. Things are happening, but we still have to get mortgage and rent to be affordable for people. We have to continue to bring grocery prices down. We have to continue the president's work of bringing prescription drug prices down. All of those things, and we've got to bring down taxes. Minnesotans are taxed way too high. It makes this place far less friendly for businesses and families than other states do. So people can just hop across the border to Wisconsin or to one of the Dakotas and be right across the border and live a much more plentiful life because their taxes are lower. We need to be competitive there.
That's fair enough. Let's do this because, I've got to get you out. I promise your people I will not overstep my bound.
My people.
Your people, they're very friendly. I sent an email up and then they came right back and said, we're going to get a hold of you. We went back and forth a couple of times, and I said, can we make this happen? And they said, sure. Yeah. I'm loving your people, but I promised them I would get you out. Okay. So here's what I'm asking you to do. If someone's listening to the program to say, you know what, Michele Tafoya, I like her. I want to be a part of that. How do they help you out? What are you looking for from the rest of us between now and the day you vote in November?
Well, number one, I look forward to meeting a lot of you because we are going to go all over this state. Might even bring the dog, Jersey, on a couple of trips. So look forward to meeting with all of you with the dog. Number two, MicheleTafoya.com. And it's one L in Michele. I think if you put in 2 L's, it'll probably get you there.
It'll get you there.
MicheleTafoya.com. You can volunteer. You can donate. Folks, this is going to be a slog. As Al just mentioned, the other side is going to come at me with everything they've got, and they tend to be very well funded. So, if you can give us $1, we would love it. We would appreciate it. MicheleTafoya.com. You can donate there and volunteer. It is going to take every single one of us. And finally, I would say that I hope when I do meet people that I convince them that they must vote in these midterms. We've got to have turnout. We absolutely have. If we're going to reshape Minnesota and get us back on track, then we need every single voter that we can get. And I'm talking about Republicans, Democrats, Independents. I look forward to meeting everyone.
Get out and meet Michele. Michele, thank you very much. I do appreciate you doing this. It has been our pleasure, and I have exactly 10 seconds to get you out, and I will keep your people happy. Michele Tafoya.
MicheleTafoya.com.
There you go, MicheleTafoya.com. I'll bring it up on the other side of the break as well.
Thank you.